After reading Antony and Cleopatra by Robert Louis Stevenson, 1850 to 1894. As when the hunt by holt and field drives on with horn and strife, hunger of hopeless things pursues our spirits throughout life. The sea's roar fills us aching full of objectless desire. The sea's roar and the white moon shine and the reddening of the fire. Who talks to me of reason now? It would be more delight to have died in Cleopatra's arms than to be alive tonight. Okay, this is by Robert Louis Stevenson. He was born in Edinburgh. His father was a lighthouse engineer. When Robert Louis Stevenson was young, he was a rather sickly child. I think he was quite an unusual person. I think he was not very. Everybody wanted him to toe the line and to be normal, but I have a feeling he was a bit of a rebel. Eventually he went to live in Samoa with his family, and this is where he actually died. Anyway, what's this poem about? Well, okay, it says, after reading Antony and Cleopatra, and I think this is his reaction to Antony and Cleopatra, which is by Shakespeare. And I think he's talking about his passion for the ancient world and the fact that man is always looking for the impossible, for the hopeless. And we are always seeking the impossible. Yeah, that the underdog must win. We're looking for things that cannot be. So, as when the hunt by holt and field drives on with horn and strife, hunger of hopeless things pursues our spirits throughout life. So here he's saying that life is like a hunt. Yeah, and it's a hunt trying to find hopeless things. Yeah, it's an endless hunt for things that can never be, things that we will never reach. But we have this desire throughout life to be driven onto this hunt to look for hopeless things. We pursue hopeless, the hopeless and the impossible. Okay, so as, like, when the hunt by holt and field. I think here holt is talking about the woods, but a holt could also be where an animal lives. And I think, so he's describing here a hunt which is going over the fields and through the woods, and it's driven on by a horn. And strife. Well, strife is discord. So it's like a hunt, a difficult hunt being driven along through life. Yeah, but this hunger, this desire, this pursuit of hopeless things, and this is what our spirit is looking for. The sea's roar fills us aching full of objectless desire. Okay, so the roar of the sea, yeah, it fills us with this desire for the impossible. Yeah, it's fueling life. It's the roar of the sea is talking about this inner passion within man for the things that are impossible. The sea's roar and the white moon shine and the reddening of the fire. So let's see, the sea's roar. The sea roars. This is a fact of life. The white moon shines. This is something that is natural. The reddening of the fire. So a fire glows red. Fire is red. And I think this is just nature filling us with objectless desire. Yeah, there is something that we, all men and women, all humans, desire, we try to get. Yeah. And I think very often the thing that we're trying to get, we can't put it into words. We don't exactly know what it is. Yeah, it's this desire for something more, this desire for a meaning of life. And I think he's saying that this is natural to us. Notice his repetition of the sea's roar. I think the sea's roar, the white moonshine, and the reddening of the fire, these are saying that this is natural. Yeah, and whatever the desire is, it's got the power of the sea, the power of the moonshine, the power of the fire, and these are intense images. And I think these are images that go back to the times of Antony and Cleopatra. And I think Antony and Cleopatra, they wanted something that was absolutely impossible. And these things, the roar of the sea, the moonshine, the red fire, these are something that connect us back into the past from our present state. And okay, and then, who talks to me of reason now? It would be more delight to have died in Cleopatra's arms than to be alive tonight. So he comes to this conclusion that he would much rather he would much prefer to have been in these ancient times, in this world of Antony and Cleopatra, and he would do anything to live in the way that they lived, in this dream world of art, or of Shakespeare's stories full of power and passion. Yeah, and he doesn't want to live the life that he lives. He wants something that is much more significant, much more similar to the world of Antony and Cleopatra, as in Shakespeare's play. And he understands that this is not reasonable, but that man has to live a life of reason and logic. But this logic does not apply to the way he feels about living as they did, and he would do anything to go back to that. And he says, who talks to me of reason now? You can ask me to be reasonable, but I'm not going to listen to this. This is not something that is reasonable. I would like to die today in Cleopatra, to die in Cleopatra's arms, to be in part of this world, than to be in the real world that I am now. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. After reading Antony and Cleopatra by Robert Louis Stevenson.